Hey everybody, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it is an interesting day today. We might we might have seen a reversal on Tesla just right at the, definitely not in the morning, but in the afternoon. I think we're coming back in, and so it might be time to start thinking about possibly putting a toe back into the water there, because we may be seeing some, you may be seeing a move back in. I mean, the action has been pretty interesting in the last few minutes, right before the show started. I'm going to probably have to revise some of my slides, because it looks like there is some action coming in to the some action is coming into the stocks right now, at least in Tesla, and possibly Apple. I mean, I think it may have made the turn. So this might be a time when you want to consider possibly putting on a trade, because this is the beginning of the upward momentum. As we say, we went through the split, it moved down, and it looks like now it is turning. So initially I had predicted that it probably would be on Thursday or Friday. It looks like it is making the turn. So a lot of people are going to be buying probably before the weekend, just because they want to be in the issue before the weekend, because it likely, if this is true, Tesla is likely to move up very rapidly on Monday, and a lot of people don't want to be caught not in the stock. So just kind of an FYI there for everybody, to see if that would make the sense for them. So we are still in a confirmed uptrend, but we were down today 2.64%, or about $302.70 on the Nasdaq. The S&P is off and the Dow Jones is off. The volume is slightly down. It's not. But the volume on the Nasdaq is up. So it's really mixed. It's really a mixed view here. How it's trading. So you just don't know. It looks like I have some issues on. There we go. I got my feedback again from the internet. We seem to be having a little bit of lag on the video today. Again, some router issues, unfortunately, with that. But hopefully you can all see me. By the way, I am broadcasting on TickTock as well as on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. I'm on Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. I'm also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. So we're trying to get into as many places as we can with this show. And starting next week, we're going to have some exciting 5G type stuff, and then we're going to be doing with some of the mentees here at Dallas Trading Floor. We're going to be doing some portfolios, so how you can trade and be successful with which I hope you will, with trading along with us and the mentees here at Dallas Trading Floor. So pretty exciting stuff coming up in the near future on the show, and hopefully we can help make you some money. So I just wanted to show you the spider for today. The spider, and this was taken a little bit early. As you can see, it's moved back, and it looks like it is moving towards the 50-day moving average. There probably will be a bounce there. We did have a tremendous sell-off yesterday. The sell-off is still high today, but it looks as if that may be mitigating going into the close here. At least that's what I'm seeing with Tesla and the uptick on Tesla. Now, of course, it's still very early, and it may be a little bit too early to buy Tesla. But I do believe that through the weekend we may see it move up very, very swiftly on Monday, if everything falls into place. I know that I am pretty aggressive in Tesla right now. I did sell all I was all in cash on Monday, and then I've been waiting essentially for the turn, and hopefully it worked out as well. But we will know on Tuesday, after the first day after Labor Day, how we're going to be trading on that. So it's going to be a tremendous, it potentially is a tremendous opportunity. Also wanted to show you the Qs here. And of course, the Qs look like they're going to bounce off the 50-day moving average too. It pulled way back to almost 275, and this is a key level on the Qs. It's 275. It moved way up. So now we will see what happens on Tuesday if there's a pullback through that 50-day moving average. If there is, of course, that's a sell signal. But if there's a bounce there, this could be a start of a brand new upward trend, believe it or not, on the Qs. So we just don't know how that's going to trade. But definitely get your powder dry, because we may have some very interesting and good opportunities. Just wanted to show you quickly the IBD 10, and basically this is the 10 top IBD stocks. There are 50, of course, on this list. They're all in the red today. They're all were off. AMD, Nvidia, Viva Systems, Adobe, Netflix, West Pharmaceuticals, PayPal. But there's some really good ones in here. I think that we're seeing a little bit of a turn on KL, possibly PayPal. Those two I really want to be looking at for the next week, because I do think we're going to have some potential good action on that as well. So great. So thank you, everybody. And I just went through that real quick, and hopefully let's take some questions, see what is on people's mind out there. Okay, what's the good word? Okay, hey, thanks for well, the good word is, they used to say, what's the word, Thunderbird? I think that's what they used to say. Anyways, showing my age there. I do think we're going to see a turn on Tesla, and possibly on Apple. I just don't know, but it looks like into the close, it looks pretty strong. I'm going to try to bring up some live charts to see what we can see there, see if there's some opportunity there. Into the close. With the reversal in the market today, do you think Tuesday will continue uptrend? Absolutely, I do. This is kind of what I was anticipating, based on my charts. Was for this to happen, that we would have that we'd have this reversal. Typically, what will happen? Part of the issue that we had really is that it's just extremely hard for the market to go up 8 days in a row. It just doesn't happen. I mean, even in the strongest markets. So I don't think we have, I don't think we have, I think we're going to reverse trend, and hopefully we're going to see it to move higher. So let's just look at the spider SPY. This is the live chart of the spider. So the other one I had was not the live chart. This is a live chart of the spider. So see if I can put that up there for you. And there we go. Okay, so this is the live. Oh wow, look at that volume. Ooh, wow. So let's look at the spider. So I just want to look at this as a market trend. It looks like we are seeing a reversal. We're still down for the day on the spider. We're down $2.25, but it looks like it is moving up with lots of volume, 71%. So it does look like we have a reversal, and hopefully by Monday we're going to see some nice by Tuesday, pardon me, we're going to see some nice action going on Tuesday. So get ready. I think we might be in an uptrend. So it's unbelievable. I was stopped out of Microsoft. No, I'm sorry. The only thing I wasn't stopped out of in the small portfolio was Microsoft. Let me just look at my small portfolio here, and to see how that's trading. That was the only thing I wasn't stopped out of on the small portfolio this morning. It was sort of at the open, and I was like, wow, I've just gotten whacked on that. But that hasn't been the case. So it looks like, I'm still down 2% overall, but on Microsoft. So the only thing that survived the stop losses this morning was that. So here you go. Basically, I'm all in cash. I'm getting ready to deploy. I had to make some sales. I was stopped out of Tesla, and I made a grand total of 3 cents on my 3 shares of Tesla. But at least I didn't get a scalp. I came close to getting a scalp, but I lost money on Skyworks, my other thing on Tesla, and Apple. I got all stopped out of those. So I'm basically down for the month in my small portfolio $128.61, which isn't too bad. Hopefully, I'm going to make up for it on Monday. On Tuesday. That's going to be a day. I think it's going to be a very strong rally on Tuesday. That's what I'm anticipating. But I'm still down on my Microsoft. I'm down about 2%. Fortunately I got in a little bit earlier than this downward haul. But I do think that I am a very much of a Microsoft bull, and so I don't count them out. I don't think it's over for the acquisition of TickTock either. I think we might see the acquisition of TickTock as well. So, but here's the problem with Microsoft. It fell through that average. I want to show you the chart because this is significant. This is potentially a sell signal, but I do think it's a little bit overcorrected. As you can see, it pushed down through the 50-day moving average. That typically is a sell signal with high volume, which it does have. So that is typically a sell signal showing weakness, but I'm not so sure that we won't see a bounce on Microsoft because the volume is up and it looks like it's recovering towards the end of the day. So I can't count out Microsoft. I wouldn't buy it at this level. That's why I haven't bought any more Microsoft. It just depends on the deal with TickTock, but don't count out Microsoft. But make sure you have your stop losses in here. Don't take any more than a 7 or 8% loss on this because I do think it's going to move on Tuesday higher just because I think there's been a rotation and I think we're seeing some we're seeing some rotation. AMBA. Let's look at AMBA real quick. See what we've got on that. I'm going to go to my better charts. So let me get to that now. Let me pull up those charts that are a little bit better. AMBA. Okay. Hold on. Symbol not recognized. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Boy, I don't like this chart. Sorry. Let me show you this chart that I've got here on it. Doesn't look promising based on what I'm looking at. I'm seeing a downward trend. I'm seeing stuff below the 40-day moving average. Let's look at the weekly to see if we've got any viable patterns there. No, we don't. Ouch. Oh, I am so sorry. This does not look like it is going to be. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit easier to see down. There we go. Okay. So this is a little bit easier to see. Let's size it up a tad there. Oops. Come on there. Let's see if that'll push down there. Okay. So yeah, okay. Well, it did move up strongly. This is a reaction to the earnings per shares were off. This is really interesting. This is a really tough one to buy because we're in a situation here where they just went through earnings. There was a lot of buying, it looks like, into earnings. It looks like they may have disappointed on the earnings. Boy, I just wouldn't buy this one. I just wouldn't buy this one right now. I just can't see. I like the sector that it's in, and it did gap above the 200-day, but I just can't buy this with the 50-day being below the 200-day. There's just not a viable pattern, unfortunately, here. The last buy point, we're very far off the buy point. The buy point on this one basically is 65.23. We're trading at 52. No, this is not a good one. I'm sorry. You might, watch list this one possibly, but no, you don't. I don't think this is going to be a good one for you. I really don't, unfortunately. So let's take a look at some of the questions on TickTock. I'm scrolling through with my new thingy-majigger. Is the market going to be up into Monday? Well, actually, it's not going to be up into Monday because Monday, because of the Labor Day weekend, it's going to be closed. The market will be closed on Monday, but I do believe it's going to move into Tuesday strong. I do think we're going to see an update on Tuesday. There's going to be a lot of people buying at the bell today, I believe, and I just want to see how Apple is trading into the bell. And let's see if that, yeah, it's definitely okay. Let me look at the 10-minute chart here for Apple. Yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing a movement up. This is a chart. This is a 10-minute chart of Apple. As you can see, we've pulled off a little bit in the last few minutes, but it looks as if we've seen our low, which at the beginning of the day. It looks like there's a solid movement up. I do think that come Tuesday, I think Apple is likely to be up. That's based on my chart reading here. Is come Tuesday, it's likely to be up, but you never can tell. I've been very wrong before, and I was on this one. I was wrong on my timing. Let's look at Tesla, 10-minute chart. It looks like it's going to be strong into the close, moving basically above. It looks like it's 421. Looks like it may. I don't think it's gonna move beyond 425. That's very unlikely. But we've got some strong buying coming in towards the end here of the session, and that may be very potent very well for Tuesday. I think we might see some really good action on Tuesday on Tesla as well. Okay. Well, hey, look, I'm not so accurate. I just follow the funds flows. That's all I'm doing, really. And anyone can do this, but I just use the CanSlim method. By the way, if you're interested in learning about this was life changing for me when I learned about CanSlim. And CanSlim is basically the method that was invented by William O'Neill. And if you want to, I have you can buy it off my website. It's super easy. Just go to Dallas Trading Floor, and then there's a tab. You can push over to that tab on books and trading stuff. It's the third tab. It's the last tab down, and then you can just buy it. But it's How to Make Money in Stocks. Good Times Are Bad by William O'Neill, and it's on my site. So if you want to go ahead and purchase that, that's a great book. If you can just take that book and start reading, it's not a hard read. It's an easy read. It shows you why some things happen and other things don't. And I really attribute a lot of stuff to this book. So. Again, but I do watch the markets pretty closely, and hopefully I'm going to try to bring them to you here on Dallas Trading Floor. And of course, I always would appreciate anybody that signs up for the action trade alerts. When we're coming into some action, I typically like to create trades and then put them out on the action trade alerts to everybody that's on the list. And it's so easy to get on the list. Just go to www.dallastradingfloor, and then I need your first and last name and also your email address. And of course, it's free. And my goal is to help you make some money this year, because everybody needs a little money, right? I certainly do. So hopefully we can take some of the money out of the market and put it in your pocket. That's what I'm going to try to do. And of course, it's for free. Did you have a stop loss at 3 if so? Yeah, you know what? I did. I did have a stop at 385. You're absolutely right. I was stopped out of Tesla. I was like, darn, I'm stopped out of Tesla. As it started moving, I started moving back into it really strong as well. But I did move back into it strong. So I'm going to have a little bit of readjustment, buddy. But I did have options on it that I sold. I pre-sold a lot of this, so I was able to buy back the options and make up some of the money. And I'll go through that on another show. I do a lot of covered calls when I'm into a stock like this, and I'm unsure of exactly when the turn is going to be. What I will do typically, and I did it this time, is I sell some calls. I sold some calls out about a week. I sold some 435 calls, and of course they went down. And when the stock market when Tesla went down, they went down. So I bought them back, and that's how I kind of hedged on my position there a little bit. But then as the stock started moving up higher and showing conviction towards the middle of the day, I went back in and bought about 400. So I may be in with some more shares on Tuesday, depending on the strength, and I'll try to pre-sell a lot of the options on those as well. So we'll see how that trades. It's just but yeah, you're absolutely right. And I did buy back the shares, and so that's exactly it. Thank you for that. Got into Tesla after this morning, looking good, awesome. I hope, Adrian, you're going to make some money. That's what I want everyone here to do on Tesla and on Dallas Trading Floor. I want you guys to make some money, because why should the money just go to the big guys and the guys that have all the money and all that stuff? Why shouldn't it go to you guys out there? Yeah, as again, I'm a small time trader. I mean, I don't run a hedge fund or anything like that. I've been successful in the market. I'm hoping that other people will be successful in the market too, so that they can get the enjoyment out of making money like I do in the market. So I think that's really awesome that you got in this morning. That takes a lot of cojones, because the trend in the morning did not look good. I mean, I was stopped out early, and I was sitting there, and I was like, when do I come back in? I was talking with some of the people here at Dallas Trading Floor, and I was, we all wanted to buy, and I would bought, but I don't know. I was a little bit. I sometimes get a little bit too excited on these things. I need to be a little bit more disciplined. That's one of the reasons I use these stop losses and I choose these rules, is so that I don't get ahead of myself. If I enter a position, I'm throwing down that stop loss at 7%, and then I'm just watching it. And sometimes I watch it and it just sells out, and I go, darn, I got stopped out. But it saved me. I bought into Apple today at 11.14. That is super. Let's just look at that Apple chart to see how it's trading into the close right now. And I'm going to show you the Apple. This is the 10-minute chart. I don't recommend looking at this one for buying, but this is a good one that kind of tells the tale. Looks like you're going to do very, very well. Wow, you really did it right. You did it right. You super did it right. You bought right at the beginning of the day. You bought, and it pulled back, and wow, look at that. Boy, congratulations on that 114 buy. I want to put that out there for everyone. Evan bought in at 114. That is a great buy. Currently, it is trading at it's up. It's at 121. I think you bought it right at the turn, or very, very close to that. That's very hard to do, by the way. It's very hard to buy it when it turns like that, because getting it at the absolute lowest is next to impossible, but it looks like you may have gotten very, very close to that number. So what's the news on Tesla? I do think that we're going to see a turn on Tesla on Tuesday. I think it's starting to turn up now. I think a lot of people are looking and they're saying, "Wow, I think it's put in its low. I think we want to move into it." The size, the size on it has been picking up, which is a telltale sign. It does look like it. Yeah, it's looking like it's strong into the close. It's pulled off a little bit. It's 422 right now. I just want to show you that. I do think that we're going to see, and I'm going to show you the daily chart. I do believe we're going to go back to, yeah, okay, so it's moved up. Yeah, you see it's pierced the low here, and it's got a blue bar up. We're going to see Tuesday. We're going to see this thing go higher. Get ready. Tesla's going to probably go higher on Tuesday. Looking at this chart, I mean, because we've got a blue bar up, it did. This is a classic blow off top, and again, this is what I was trying to show everybody on the way typically the splits trade on my show. I said that it was going to move up, and then it was going to split, and then it was going to pull off. Now, I wasn't right exactly to the hour on this, because on Monday I suspected it to pull back, but it didn't. It powered up. It really started its pullback on Tuesday, and it just pulled back hard on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Man, it was like, wow, it was just pulling way back. Now I think it's put in its low. It seems to be settling right at that $400 range, and I think we're seeing a bounce off that. So very cool stuff. I think that Tesla, maybe you buy on Tuesday if you're not already in it. And possibly, it's a little bit dangerous to buy it into the close over a long holiday weekend. But you might want to put your toe in the water. I can't say for you, but I think we're going to have a very strong day on Tuesday. It may open higher. Who knows? Buy point for Apple. That's a very good question. Let me see if I can give you an actual real buy point. The problem is with these, when they split like this, the buy points aren't as obvious. So I'm going to see if I can look into the chart and see if I can find something that makes sense. Okay, I think the only way that you can buy this is a pullback to the 50-day. And I'm going to put this up right now, and I'm going to take a look and see where a buy point for Apple will be. And I believe that that is going to be right about at 109, okay, which we're above now. So I think it pulled back to that. I do think it's going to move higher on Monday. I just believe that because of the way it's snapped back. Now, it's not, here's the thing, it seems like Apple is lagging Tesla by about a day. In terms of snapback, yeah, it started its move up though, and I do believe that even at this level, I think you're gonna do well if you buy now, because I do think we've seen a turn on Apple. I may be a little bit premature, but I do think we've seen a turn, and you know, when you buy on these turns, you can do extremely well. So, and I think that's great. But I do think Apple is a buy. I didn't think it so this morning because we were still moving down. So there, and I don't really have a buy point for Elias. I really don't have a buy point for you because I do believe that the buy point is really lower. It's about 116, and we're above that. So I do think we're in the buy zone. I don't think we have a buy point on Apple, and the reason is because it doesn't really have a pattern. It's going to be pushing off of that 50-day moving average. So I do think we're in that right now. Okay, sold Apple Teslas yesterday and bought early today. Great, awesome. You did very, very well in that. I'm glad you did that. 375. Wow, you bought it right at the bottom. You are going to make some serious doage, my friend. You're going to make some serious doage at 375. You just did great. Congratulations. Wow. I wish my numbers were that good. They were good, but they weren't that good. I probably will be in for more Tesla and maybe Apple on Tuesday. So congratulations. Just awesome. Awesome number. And I'm so excited for you that you're doing that. Trading Tesla or holding it long term? Well, you know, I'm a trader of Tesla. Not that I have anything about holding it long term. I think it's, you know, I still think it's, you know, we're seeing a sea change in the way that cars are done. I think electric cars are here to stay, and I think they're going to be huge. But I am trading it because I like to be able to take the profits. It doesn't move straight up. I do think it's moving up though, but it corrects, and on those corrections, sometimes I'm able to pick up some extra money. So in a word, I am trading it, not holding it long term, and but you know, but I still love it, and I think you have a potentially really good. If you're in it, I think you're going to not be disappointed at all. Should I blow the whole powder keg now? Dollar cost average. Here's the thing. You know, I never recommend blowing the whole powder keg. What really should be done when you're buying is here's the thing. You want to do what they call position trading. You want to take the size of your portfolio, divide it by 8, and then you want to go in little pie shaped, in little pizza shaped chunks. You never should go in for more than one position, and at any time, even if it's incredibly strong stock, you go in one position, and then if it shows good, 2 and 3. Try not to get above about 3 positions total in your portfolio, because if you get these snapbacks, it can be nasty. So I don't recommend. I don't really like dollar cost averaging and all that. You know, buying on the. I don't like to. Here's the thing. I don't like to buy anything as it's going down. Try never to do that. Try to wait until it's on the green. Yesterday I bought Tesla and it was green, and it was just at the beginning of green, and it turned back red. And I probably was in it a little bit too early. I was getting ready. I was waiting for the turn, and I was probably there too early. But today, when it started moving the right direction, that's the one to buy. Always buy an uptick. Try always to buy an uptick, even though that can be extremely difficult. And I know that, you know, I am one who, you know, I talk a good game, but sometimes when it comes down to the heat of the moment, I do things too. But I try to stick to the rules, and that way it takes the emotion out of it, because, you know, without the rules, man, I am too emotional. I'll be honest with you, but I try to follow those rules totally. Do you think Tesla will be included in the S&P 500? I absolutely do. I absolutely think it will. Now, question is when. That is the issue. Well, and here's the reason why I think it will be in the S&P. First of all, it's such a big stock, and they've had the quarters of profitability. That's the two things: big stock, profitability. So, where's it going? Well, I do think it's going into the S&P. There's no question. When it goes into the S&P, and I think that's probably next quarter after Battery Day, when it goes in, the funds are going to start buying it because the biggest ETF in the world is the SPYDER, the SPY. So the first slide I show every time. And why? Because many, many people have their entire pension, their entire worth in this. So they have to be in a stock like Tesla that's moving up so quickly. Now, what the real question is with Tesla is, will they split it again? Which they might, because that would allow them then to possibly go into the Dow. And the Dow Jones hasn't had a car company in over 10 years. GM was the last car company that was in there 80 years. And of course, they went bankrupt in 2009, and there hasn't been a car company in there since. The Dow Jones is becoming the Dow Jones not industrial because of all, but I do think they really want a car company in there. As you know, right now, Tesla is worth more than Ford, Chrysler, GM, and Toyota put together. So it is, by market cap, right now, it's the biggest in the world. So also, they are going to be selling some more shares as well, which I think is very smart because it's a very, very great way to raise capital, especially in a market that is not going to see a lot of, going forward after the COVID thing, it's going to be a difficult market for a lot of manufacturers. I don't think that's going to be the case for Tesla, though. I think there's going to be a lot of demand for their cars, and it's already been shown. So that's my thought on Tesla and the S&P. Microsoft won the Jetty contract. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you. That's interesting. Microsoft is becoming such a, it's the only one out of the small portfolio that didn't get blown out today with stop losses that I was able to keep in the small portfolio. Yeah, okay, it pulled back to the, it pulled back. Okay, this is a very interesting point that I want to show you on the way I buy. It pulled back to the 50-day, and then boom, it looks like it just moved right back up. So what happens when it pulls with stocks like Microsoft? When they typically pull back to the 40-day line, they will just bounce right back up, and that's exactly what happened. Even though it's a down day, it's a selling day on Microsoft, because it hit that line, it's moving back up. So do expect there to be probably an up day for Microsoft on Tuesday. That's what it's looking like on this pattern. I can't obviously predict the future. That would be, that would be incredible if I could, but I can't. But I do think we're going to see, up day for Microsoft even on Tuesday. That's just what it's looking like on this pattern. It looks like we've broken this little bit of. Hopefully, going into the close, we've broken a little bit of this this sell-off. So let me just take a quick look at how the SPYDER is trading. And I always look at the SPYDER just as a proxy for the market. It looks like it is pulled back a tad, but it's still above where it was. It's above where it was. Yeah. Okay. So it's still moving. Yeah, it's still moving nicely at 342. Anything above 340, it's really quite strong, actually. And there was a big sell-off yesterday, and there seems to be continuing to be a lot of selling action. But it does look like it has turned. It does look like it's turned. So I think that we may have a big day on Tuesday. I don't know, but that's what it's looking like to me. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other comments. For beginners, what's your stock to start? Okay, with little risk. Okay, well, here's the thing. If you want to start with stocks that have lower risk, and when you're starting out, what I would recommend is not to buy a stock at all, but to buy an ETF. Now, what is an ETF? An ETF is what they call an exchange-traded fund. And one of the easiest ways that you can do very, very well is if the market is in a confirmed uptrend, buy the QQQ. and then if it changes to a downtrend, then you sell it. That's it. That's the whole advice. And if you do that, you're going to probably do better than many hedge fund managers. I'm not kidding you. This is the strategy I do. So I would start with the Qs. I really do. It's the QQQ. It's called the NASDAQ 100. It's one of the largest ETFs in the world, and it basically covers all the technology issues. But the advantage of this one is that all the good stuff is in there. Like, you may not be able to afford, even a share of Amazon, but Amazon is in the Qs. So it's down a bit today. There is a very interesting, there's an interesting thing I have in my chart with the Qs, so let's show it. And that is this little egg here means that this is the, so this is the most action since its last pivot, which is about 18 weeks ago. This is pulled back to the 50-day moving average. Yeah, this is showing me if we're going to see a reversal here. We're off a little bit today, but I think we are seeing a reversal. I'm looking at the candle, and it looks as if it's moving up. I think we have seen it touch the 50-day. I think we're going to see a reversal on the Qs, possibly on Tuesday. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but that's what it's kind of looking like to me. So on this, I would start with the Qs. And that's a great place to start. It's one of the ones I started with over 25 years ago. Was buying the QQQ, so I think it's a really, really good way to go. What do you think about what happened with TickTock? Well, I certainly hope that TickTock survives, because I have so many friends now that I've met kind of through TickTock. I certainly am surprised, and I'm going to be broadcasting on here as long as I possibly can. I know that there's some issues with the data privacy, and there's a lot of things like that are going on politically, and I really don't get into that, but I'm certainly hoping it will survive, and that somebody like Microsoft or possibly Walmart or both will buy it, and that would be a great thing, I think. So I can't say on that, but I do like that. Okay, great question. Hi, Jim. What is a good Canadian stock would you recommend possibly for 5G? Wow, I don't know. On Canadian stocks for 5G, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. And by the way, that's Wendy from Calgary, Alberta. And I'm going to have to get back to you. We're going to try to do a 5G show next week with some 5G stocks. I don't have any real suggestion for you. There's one I do have a suggestion for you, but it's a gold miner, and it's a B2 Gold, symbol BTG. It's a Canadian company, and let's look at the chart on it today. Well, it pulled back to the 50-day. This is a very inexpensive stock, and it's quite high quality, actually. So this one is called BTG, or B2 Gold Corp, and it is a gold miner. It's $6.46 a share. It's down today about 20 cents, so it did pull back to the 50-day, which is potentially buyable off that. It's not a buy right at the moment. It's a watch list. Wait for this thing to go positive, and I think you might have a good stock here, because there still is a lot of interest in the gold miners, and we're going to be doing stuff on the gold mining stock as well, because Mervyn is an expert on the gold mining stock. So we're gonna have some more information on that for you soon. What's the market's direction? The market's direction currently is up. We have an upward direction of the market. We had a huge sell-off yesterday. I think we've made the turn on that. Not sure, but I do believe the markets have closed. So let's take a look to see kind of how how it went into the close. So I'm gonna see how it closed. Okay, we're after hours on the spider. So let's look at the spider after hours number. See if we can. Okay, it's down a little bit after hours. So maybe it may be a sell-off a little bit. It's definitely down. This is after hours, so I do think it's kind of duking it out. It looks as if we're down. After hours, we're down as well. So, we're still trying to move back to that 50-day, but I do believe that we're going to see a turn on Tuesday based on some of the early stuff I'm getting. I could be wrong, but I do think we are. So let me just see how Tesla is closed, where it closed, and what it's doing after hours. Yeah, it's up significantly. It's down a little bit in after hours, though. It's down in after hours, so there's definitely, there's definitely some selling going on into the close. Yeah, it's up $14, about 3.5% to 421. But then in after hours, it looks like it's pulled back to 415. But that's still pretty healthy. That's just showing that on Tuesday there probably will be an uptick. Now, how high will it go? I don't know, but I'm looking about the 430 range for it, basically by the end of next week. So that's kind of where I'm looking at it to go. What do you think about CCL? This is Carnival Cruise Lines for everybody out there. Here's the problem. I'm still leery about Carnival because Carnival, unfortunately, is really dependent on the retail trade. I think with this COVID thing, it's just going to be very hard for them to make money. I don't like the chart. I'm sorry to be so negative on them. I like them. I mean, if this was non-COVID time, man, I would be taking the cruises. But with a relative strength of 7, there is some movement upward. There's been a lot of buying today, but I just can't buy this thing until it crosses the 200 days. So I'm sorry about that. I don't even want to watch list it. I just don't think it's viable at this level. Thoughts on Nvidia? Nvidia is one of my favorite stocks, of course. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that back I basically had a show on it. Basically, when it pivoted at 284. So it's pulled off a lot today. It did have some good earnings. Let me show you the chart on it. This is the weekly chart. I'm gonna click over to the daily chart to give you kind of an idea of what it is. Yeah, it's pulled back. It's going to pull back to the support. The support's the 50-day moving average. So I do think that we're going to see a turn on this on Monday or possibly on Tuesday or possibly Wednesday, because I do think that once it touches this line or if it's close to it, I think it's going to reverse. That's my opinion. There was a huge tech sell-off, but I do think a lot of this is driven by the fact that there's a lot of profit taking. The techs have moved so far so fast that there's profit taking in it. But I still like the name a lot, and I may be in it next week. I don't know. So yes, you did it. Tesla at 375, jumped in with both hands. Right on. Good for you, Adrian. It's good to hear. It's good to hear someone making money. That makes my day. It really does. It really does. You don't know how much that makes my day. Hi, Jim. Thoughts on Fastly? Fastly's another cool one. It's for full disclosure, I do have a friend that works at Fastly. Can you believe that? It's a recent IPO. It's pulled back a lot. I don't know. It's really tough. It's quite a ride on this one. So this is not for the faint of heart, but it looks like it's pulling back to the 50-day line. So let's look at it real quick. Yeah, it looks like it's pulled back the 50 line today. It may recover some strength on Tuesday, but I would watch this one right now. It's really not buyable at this level. Wait until it pulls back to the 50-day, and that's going to be at a number of about 83. So currently it's at about 80. Let's see if it reverses and goes to about 83 to 84. Then you might want to look back and jumping back into this one. This is a good stock, but it's pulled back below the 50-day moving average. I do believe that we potentially will see a reversal. One of the things I really like about this stock, it's got strong fund sponsorship. 41% of the shares in this are in funds, so it's very, very strong. There's 41% funds, and the management owns only 1%. So it's a very good stock, and at least for right now, I think it's the way to go. It's the way to go out there. It's a very good one, but don't buy it until it moves above about 84, because that's just going to be just going to give you a better, that's going to be a little bit better. Okay, KCAC. All right, let's look at KCAC. Okay, this is a blank check company. Wow, tough to figure this one out. Unfortunately, I can't give you an opinion on this one because these SPACs, I just don't know what they're buying. That's my biggest problem with them. But this is a SPAC, and it's looking to move into the automotive sector. There have been some very successful ones in here. like Tortoise Acquisition, but I can't give you an opinion on this one. It just came out. It's a SPAC. It's going to buy something. I just don't know if there's much to buy in the automotive sector. I think that at least for right now, Tesla has about a 2-year lead on the technology. Now that may change, but for right now, I don't know. New to stock, how much money should I start with? A good amount is about $5,000, and we do our smart portfolio on that. I will show you that's kind of the size that I recommend, is about a $5,000 commitment. Now, initially, you're not going to be buying that many shares. You might only buy 1 or 2 or 3 shares in something. That's okay, because if you trade it like that I do, that doesn't matter. It's all about the increase or the decrease. So you don't have to buy penny stocks. Please don't buy low quality stocks. Even if you don't have a whole lot of money, buy just a few shares of the very best stocks and then sell them at the right times. I believe that that's a better way to make money, and that's kind of the program that I'm trying to put out there for everybody, is to use a position system, and we definitely show that on the trading portfolio that we have, the small portfolio. And of course, if you want to get a link to see that, it's basically super easy. All you do is you go to www.DallasTradingFloor, and then in the lower right hand corner, just put in your first and last name and email address, and we will send you a link right out, and so that you can see that, and you can see it, how I'm trading it. And also, more importantly, is I do a watch list that give you some trading ideas. It's going to show you when it's in the zone to buy, and this is based on chart patterns that I look at every day. And with my interns here, we are doing specially on the 5G revolution, so we're going to really concentrate on that. I do think that we're coming up for a very good potential profitability time frame from about now until about the 20 in the month of September. September typically is not a very good market, but I think that because of the COVID thing and because of the 5G, I think we're going to see a really good market. Facebook. You know what? Facebook broke my heart this morning. I got stopped out of my smart portfolio in Facebook. It pulled back. I still really like Facebook. I think it got a little bit ahead of itself. It's still going to be on my watch list. I am a Facebook aficionado. I do think it's a great stock, but it did pull back. It pulled back to basically the profit taking zone. And really, the question is, the buy point, it's very extended from here, and this is one of the reasons why it did pull back. 169 is the buy point on. 169 is the buy point on Facebook. So I do think, wait for a little bit of time, let it pull back to the 50-day moving average, and I think we might have a potential another buy point. Here's the thing, and I want to tell this to everybody, even though this is frustrating, whenever you buy anything, set your stop loss basically by taking what you paid for the stock, multiply it times 0.93, and that's going to give you the number where you want to set your stop loss good till cancel now and just don't take it off, because even though it may be very frustrating getting stopped out of positions, I was stopped out of a whole bunch of Tesla positions this morning. I just I got up, brushed myself off, and got back in, and then it rallied, looks like, hopefully into the close. So that's sometimes what you got to do. But remember always to set your stop loss at 7% maximum loss, and that's very important. Okay, oh wow, nice. Kryptonite, I think you're going to do great on that. You bought in at 116 and you Tesla at 398. That is a super move. I think you're going to do. I think you're going to be buying. I think you're going to be buying some double cheeseburgers next week. I think you're going to do very well. Very, very well. Oh, thanks for looking my way on Periscope. I really like Periscope. For everybody out there that's having trouble with, if you're having any trouble seeing me on TickTock, because I can't broadcast the charts, unfortunately, on TickTock, one of the best places to go is Periscope, pscp.tv/DallasTradingFloor. So let's look at Microsoft again and see how we're doing on Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft after the close, 214. So this is, this is still a really good number for Microsoft. Microsoft is going to be a little bit slower moving than Apple, Tesla, and those kind of stocks, but it's still super duper high quality. It's seeming like it's just hugging the 40-day, the 50-day. So anything along that 50-day, I think we're good. I don't think it's going to pull back to the 200-day at all. I do think we're going to see some strength on Tuesday. That's my guess on Microsoft, because that's the way it looks like it's trading. Okay, what is your average down on Microsoft or FIFO or LIFO? Here's what I do. Typically, when I have to sell out, I do a FIFO, and the reason is I typically like to close my positions out, and that gives me a better book value in terms of where I'm taking the losses. But I use FIFO and not LIFO. LIFO can be good if you're using like a trailing stop loss, but with a market stop loss like I use, I typically use the FIFO. I mean, because I think it gives a more accurate view. All right, so Nvidia, a great company. It was an awful lot today, but do I think Nvidia is finished? Not on your life. I think it's coming back, but I do think it's going to pull back to the 50-day. So let's look at that 50-day on Nvidia to see kind of where it's at. Okay, what I'm saying, the 50-day, yeah, it's almost pulled back exactly to 462. It's at 504, so it's a little bit high. Wait for this thing to come back down. I don't know if it's going to come back down tomorrow on Tuesday though, but do look at this thing to pull off 500 a little bit. I think it's a buy at about 470 or so. It's a buy there, but wait for it to pull back a little bit. Don't buy it right now. It's not. Wait for it to start to move up. I do think it's going to start to move it on Tuesday. So, and obviously, I wouldn't buy this after hours or anything like that, but watch it on Tuesday. It may be a buy on Tuesday. If it moves strongly up, it may be a buy, because I do think we're going to see some more stuff there. All right. When you anticipate broadcasting your 5G special edition without limitation 5G edition? Well, you know what? Hopefully by the end of the week, on Thursday or so, and I'll advertise it. I want to do a 5G show, so it probably won't be until Thursday and of next week. And obviously today is the 4th, so that would be, let's see, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So it's going to be about the 9th. No, it's going to be about the 10th of. It's going to be about the 9th of September. We're going to look to do that, but we'll advertise it a few days out in front, so you'll know where it's going. Thoughts on IMAX or Norwegian Cruise? These are two that Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCL. I don't think it's viable. I think it's I think one of those the cruise lines are just it's I'm sorry to be so negative on them, but I just don't think you can buy them on a cruise. Let's see what I come up with here. Norwegian Cruise. Okay. Well, did I get it? No. Okay. No, I don't think either of them are viable. I don't think that IMAX is viable either, because unfortunately the days of the big screen IMAX film-based projection systems, I think they're yesterday, and I think it's just going to be digital. It's just going to be one of those things. Oh, that's an interesting one. ARK Investment. This is the very successful ETF that's run by Kathy Wood, and she's been very successful. She was a very early Tesla bull, and she's been right. And a lot of people don't like that, but this is a very good way to play the latest thing. But it does look like there's been a huge sell-off on it. Look at that. It's dropped below. It's dropped below the 50-day moving average. Will it turn? I don't know. There's a lot of selling in here. I'd wait on this one. It's still really, really good. I think long term it's good, but just if you got a position in this one, you might want to think trimming it a little bit. Maybe that would be a smart thing to do on that. Thank you. What do you think about KCAC? KCAC. This is I think the SPAC that we were talking about before. KCAC. Let's look at it. KCAC. I don't have I don't have a. Is that right? KC. Oh, KCAK. Oh, that's right. Let's get it right here. Oh, I have a brain freeze here. So I'm going to take a question from Tesla, from the TickTock people here. Hey, okay. Thank you, man. Love the correction too. I do too. Yeah, I love it too. I was hoping that it was going to happen, but and I'm so glad when it did. You know, you never know. I mean, when you go out on the line and you make predictions, sometimes you're wrong, and I certainly have been. But yeah, look at that. Okay, this is a SPAC. I can't. I know that a lot of people are probably in this one. I'm not. I don't know. I just don't know enough about it to give you an opinion. It's just there's not enough time frame there. You know, SPACs are, you know, they're doing well, but you know, like UTS Chips, they did a SPAC to get on the big board, and it worked for them. But I can't give you an opinion on it, unfortunately, because I just don't know whether they're going to be investing in. So that's. Thank you, man. See, I appreciate that very much, actually. At first, when Tesla was up to 500, I was like acting like I was going to go in, but then the pullback, exactly. She said, "Thank you, thank you for that." Thank you for that so much. Boy, that makes me feel good. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, there is a pullback. I think there's going to be. I think now that we're coming, you know, after the long weekend, man, I think you're going to be off the races with Tesla again. So, how far will it go? I don't know, but I do think it's going to go up. That's my opinion. I do think it's going to go up. It's weird how these things go. Now, can it reverse and go down? You bet your life it can. So please set those stop losses. Please set those stop losses. But I thank you very much for that kind comment. That's very nice of you. All right, buy point on TDS. Okay, the trade desk. This is also a super stock. It's called the Trade Desk, and basically what this company does is it's sort of like, you know how Google and Facebook sort of dominate the online advertising. Well, there's this company called the Trade Desk, and I'm going to show you the chart on it. And basically what they do is that they aggregate everybody else. So if you want to get buy a spot on somebody else's website, this is the way to do it, and it's a great. Now, it did pull back a little bit. It pulled back kind of hard to the 50-day. I do believe that this is, if this thing reverses and it goes above 452, put that number down, 452. If it goes, it reverses and moves above 452, and that's right at 441. So I do believe, wait for this thing to reverse. It is buyable if it reverses because it's pulled back to the 50-day moving average, and that is a great place to buy it. I do think this is a quality company. It does have very good prospects. It's got a lot of funds in it. 51% of the ownership of this company is funds. I like stocks that have lots of fund ownership, and I also like profitable companies. And this one has had earnings per share growth rate of about 60%. It is excellent in pretty much every way. So if this thing reverses and goes above about 442 on Tuesday, I think you might have a buy. Just try to make sure that it has strong volume before you go in. Always buy an uptick and always set your stop losses. But I think you may have a winner here if you're looking to get into this one. This is a very, very, very good company, at least for right now, because as you know, there's a digital transformation going on, and you know, the advertisers, they can't put ads in on the television anymore. And radio still works, but television isn't working that well. And newspapers, of course, are dead. So where do they go? Well, they got to go to the internet. And till now it's been Facebook or Google, but now with the Trade Desk, they can go to everybody else. So it's a great one. Can you show a graph of Microsoft? Sure, I can. Absolutely. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you the daily chart for Microsoft with the buy points. Oh, that's the weekly chart, excuse me. Let me pull up the daily chart there for Microsoft. Here it is. We did have a absolutely killer pull, and this is not good. We had a pullback to the 50-day moving average. What I believe is going to happen based on this chart, looking at this chart, because of this pullback, we're going to either see it move lower, which it very, very well may do, or we're going to see it reverse. I do think we're going to see it reverse because we are going to see, I believe, a TickTock deal, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Again, just like I say to everybody, I have no insider information. I am not an insider. No way, no how. But if we do see a TickTock, if we do see a deal, I think it'll move very, very strongly. But right now, you don't want to buy it. I'm in it, but that's only because I bought it a while back and I haven't been stopped out of it yet. So I may get stopped out of it, but I do think that we're going to see a reversal on Tuesday when the markets open after the long holiday. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching today. I so appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll come back and take a look again on Tuesday. We're streaming live on Facebook, of course. Just wanted to show you that little billboard there. But for everybody out there, we do have a trade alert, which is totally free. All you have to do is go to www.dallastradingfloor, and in the upper left-hand corner, just first and last name and email address, and we'll put you right on the list. Of course, it's all free. And then we do have a model portfolio that we trade as well that you can take a look at. And thank you again. Oh, I have one last comment and question, so I want to get to that. So hopefully, NEO. NEO, let's take a look at NEO just quickly. I did make some money in NEO, but I traded out of it before the earnings. I typically do that a lot. Where I will, before earnings, I will go in. No, it doesn't look, it's not viable yet until it pulls back to the 40-day moving average and then reverses. So wait for it to pull back to about 1360, and then if it reverses and moves higher on high volume, that's when you want to buy it. But right now, you don't want to be in it. Wait till it hits the 50-day moving average, and hopefully it'll bounce and reverse, and that will be a good time to buy. Thanks again for everybody. Free trading alerts, DallasTradingFloor.com. Thanks again. I will see you on Tuesday. Of course, we're going to have a holiday on Monday, and that's going to be Labor Day. So to everybody out there, happy Labor Day, and I will see you on Tuesday.